This is a test.
This is a test. What do you know about language arts, math, science, and social studies? Find out while playing along with Knowledge for College, where teams from competing UISD schools spin the wheel of knowledge and answer questions from a world of subject categories. It's a mind challenge for students and a chance to win for their school. But most of all, it's a really fun way to learn. Now, let's play Knowledge for College.
Hello and welcome to Knowledge for College, a game show featuring some of UISD's best and brightest students. My name is Jose Sanchez, and today we have students from Lamar Bruni Vergara Middle School and Molina Middle School. Our guest host today is Miss Anel Garcia, and she is a English language arts coordinator at our curriculum and instruction department, correct?
Yes, definitely.
Great. Why don't you explain to the children a little bit about what it is that you do?
Well, first of all, good morning. Good morning to everyone. I am the secondary education, which means 6th through 12th grade, ELAR coordinator. And so in my position, I get to visit all the campuses that are 6th through 12th grade, and I get to see the teachers, I get to see the students, and we help build the curriculum and everything that has to do with what is presented to you in the classroom. It's a great job.
All right, that sounds like a lot of fun. So that's some of the behind the scenes that goes into your daily instruction for all your subject areas. There's a coordinator for each one of those, and they help your teachers with the curriculum. They write the curriculum and make sure that y'all are getting all the knowledge and content that you need to get smarter and to learn. Great.
And
prepare you for life as adults. It's great having you here.
Thank you so
Ms.
much.
Garcia.
Thank you so much.
And so now let's meet our students from Lamar Bruni Vergara Middle School. We've got Javier. How are you doing today, Javier?
I'm doing okay.
That's great. And what do you like to do in your spare time?
I usually like to play video games or draw in my spare time, pretty much.
Oh, well, that's cool. That's cool. Art, you like art? That's good. That's good. All right, Dana, how you doing today, Dana?
Good, thank you.
And what do you like to do in your spare time?
I play soccer and I like to listen to music.
Oh, nice. Great. Well, wonderful. It's great to have you here. Diego from Molina Middle School. How you doing today, Diego?
I'm doing really good.
Terrific. And what do you like to do in your spare time?
I like to talk to my friends and also listen to music.
Oh, cool. You guys, maybe you guys like some of the same groups or something. Right. All right. And last but not least, Edai. How you doing today, Edai?
I'm doing pretty good today.
And what do you like to do in your spare time?
I like to play basketball.
You like to? Also, we got a couple of athletes here. Nice. All right. Excellent. All right. So let's go over the rules real quick. I know that they explained the rules to you earlier, but for the sake of the people watching at home, let's go over it again. Okay. So each team is going to take turns spinning the wheel of knowledge, as we like to call it, right? And you're going to get questions in the subjects of language arts, science, social studies, and math. Each of those questions is worth 5 points. And then we have a wild turn category there, right? When you get a wild turn question, you're going to get a more difficult question. It can come from any one of the academic subject areas, and those are the hard questions, okay? And each one of those is worth 10 points, all right? There is a 1 minute time limit to answer the question. You don't have to wait an entire minute, by the way, to answer the question. You can shout the answer out as soon as you have it. But in case you have to think about it or work out a problem or something, you have a whole minute to do that. All right? When your minute is up, you're going to hear a little bell like that. And when you hear that bell, you have to give me your answer right away because you're out of time. Now, of course, you have to get the questions right in order to earn the points, right? But if one team gets a question wrong, the other team will have the chance to answer the question correctly and earn the points for themselves. Right? Right. Okay. So we had a coin toss earlier to decide who spins the wheel first, and Lamar Bruni Vergara Middle School won the coin toss. So let's go. Let's get started. Go ahead and spin the wheel. And we're going to start with social studies. It's down there in the corner. Right. Nice. Okay. And this is worth 5 points. And I have a copy of the questions here so that you guys can follow along. I believe there's a map involved with this one. Yes. So you're going to want to study the map and listen carefully to Ms. Garcia as she asks you the following question. Go ahead.
All right, here is your question for social studies. Which president was responsible for the territorial acquisition indicated by the darker shaded area on the map above? A. George Washington, B. John Adams, C. Thomas Jefferson, or D. James Madison?
Yes.
It's Thomas Jefferson. C.
That's right. That's right. Very
Very
good.
good.
Very good. Well, you certainly know your history, Javier. Very good. Wonderful. Okay, so that's 5 points for Lamar Boone Vergara. Molina Middle School, it's your turn. Go ahead and spin the wheel. And it's social studies again. Social studies again for 5 points. And Molina Middle School will answer this question. And let's see here. It doesn't look like we have a map to deal with this time, but you do need to listen carefully and think hard in order to answer the following question. Here you go. And let me give you guys a copy of it so you can follow along too as soon as I can get it unfolded. And there it is. All right, go ahead.
And the question is, which of the following names is often given to the journey of Africans who were brought to the Americas as slaves? A, the Middle Passage, B, the Great Migration, C, the Northwest Passage, or D, the Westward Expansion?
We have our answer.
No, it's Molina Middle School's turn. Do you have an answer?
Yeah. A. The Middle Passage.
That is incorrect. LBV, what did you say the answer was?
Northwest. What's Northwest Passage?
No, that is incorrect. Also, the correct answer is B, the Great Migration. The Great Migration is what they called that. All right, so no score there. It is Lamar Boone Vergara's turn to spin the wheel. All right, now we're going to math. We're going to the math category. There's pencils and papers there, as well as calculators, so that you can figure out the following math problem that you're going to get. And there you go. So you can follow along very, very, very carefully with Ms. Garcia as she gives you your following math question. Go ahead.
All right, here's your math question. Which of the following is an irrational number? Square root of 36. A, the square root of 36. B, the square root of 25. C, the square root of 11. Or D, negative square root of 64.
C.
C is correct.
correct.
C is correct. Very good. Very good. So that's 5 points for Lamar Boone Vergara Middle School. Awesome job. All right, Molina Middle School, it's your turn. Go ahead and spin that wheel. And it seems to have stopped at science. Like it wanted to tick over to social studies, but couldn't quite make it. So we're going to get a science question this time for 5 points. And yeah, there's a diagram on this one too that you're going to need to follow along with. Here you go. There's your copy. And Molina Middle School, this is your question. So study that very carefully and listen carefully to Ms. Garcia. Go ahead.
Here's your science question. A student drew the model below to represent a part of a watershed and some human activities that affect the watershed. How do the industrial, agricultural, and residential activities of humans most likely affect the groundwater in the area? A, the activities prevent most of the water from evaporating into the atmosphere. B, pollutants from the activities percolate through the soil and enter the water table. C, the activities replace the groundwater used. D, all of the above.
Okay, so which of those will most likely affect the groundwater in that area? Which of those is it? Which of those is it? You've got, it looks like there's a farm there, there's a factory there, and there's a kind of a small
wastewater facility.
wastewater facility, residential area. How will the groundwater be affected in that area? Which of those is the right choice?
The answer is B.
The answer is indeed B. The answer is indeed B. Yeah, it's going to get polluted with all of the with all of the activity and everything that goes on there. Excellent. I guess that's why you need wastewater facilities there to clean it up, right? Right. Okay, good job. 5 points for Molina Middle School. LBV, it's your turn. Go ahead and spin that wheel. And it's social studies. Javier seems to like social studies. Yeah, you seem to like social studies questions because you get a little excited when it lands on there, that's a good thing. Social studies is
I'm
very,
just
very
excited it's not
important.
math.
I would be too, to be honest. Here you go. Go ahead and follow along with Ms. Garcia as she asks you the following question. Go ahead.
Social studies question. One goal of the Declaration of Independence was to A. Establish a new monarchy for the independent states, convince the British Parliament to prevent the start of war, explain why the colonists felt the need to be free from British rule, or D. Outline an economic system to raise money for the revolution.
It's C, to explain why they have to leave from British rule.
That is absolutely right. The other choices are quite wrong. They are way off the mark. Yeah, that's the only correct statement on there. Good job. 5 points for LBV Middle School. Molina, it's your turn. Go ahead and spin the wheel. All right, and we're going to land on a math question again. A math question for 5 points. And so, listen very, very carefully to Ms. Garcia. Here you go. Give them their copy as well. And listen very carefully as Ms. Garcia asks you the following math question. Go ahead.
Math question. Caitlin opens a savings account. Her initial deposit is $850. The account earns 1% simple interest. If Caitlin does not make any additional deposits or withdrawals, what is the total amount she will have in her account at the end of 4 years? A, $408, B, $816, C, $875.50, or D, $884?
Okay, so she deposited $850 into a savings account that earns 1% simple interest. She doesn't make any deposits. She doesn't make any withdrawals. She just lets the money sit there. How much will she have in that account in 4 years?
C.
That is incorrect. LBV, what is the correct answer?
D.
D is the correct
indeed the
answer.
correct answer. $884, I think, right? Very good. Good job, LBV. I'll have to refer to you guys for financial advice from now on. All right. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more knowledge for college. Stay tuned.
Have you been invited to a UISD senior prom but you don't have a thing to wear and you might be a little short on cash? Well, don't despair. UISD is making magic with their prom gallery. They're collecting new and gently used formal wear. Please donate and help make a student's dream come true. And community service hours will be awarded for student donations. Formal wear can be dropped off at the district's main office at 201 Lindenwood or at the Family Matters Resource Center at 4906 Highway 83 or call 473-6473.
We are back. You are watching Knowledge for College. Today's contestants are from Lamar Bruni Vergara Middle School and Molina Middle School. Our guest host is Miss Anel Garcia, English Language Arts Coordinator, secondary level at our Curriculum and Instruction Department. And let's go ahead and get started. I believe it is Lamar Bruni Vergara Middle School's turn. Go ahead and spin the wheel. All right, now we're going to have our first language arts question for the day, and this should be right up your alley, Ms. Garcia. This is her specialty. And here we go for 5 points. Listen very carefully to the following, if I can just get this unfolded. All right, yeah, you're going to want to follow along very carefully with this question and listen to Ms. Garcia. Go ahead.
All right, please note you have 4 words that are underlined. Here's your language arts question. As I walked the 2 blocks to Cisneros Middle School, where the summer camp was, I thought about the friends I had left behind in Laredo. Which word in the sentence should not be capitalized? A, middle, B, school, C, summer, D, Laredo?
C. Summer.
Correct.
That is correct. That is correct because it's not being used in the proper noun there, right? We're not mentioning the season. It's summer camp, right? So yeah, excellent job. Wow. So we got people that know their language arts stuff pretty well. Molina Middle School, it's your turn. Go ahead and spin the wheel. Well, that's been took forever, didn't it? But it landed on social studies. Landed on social studies for 5 points. And we're getting a lot of social studies questions in this game, but that's good. Social studies is a very, very important subject area, and we should all pay particular attention to it. There you go. Here's your copy. And Molina Middle School, this is your question, so go ahead and answer the following.
Here's your social studies question. Prior to the Civil War, which group had the most political power in the South? A, plantation owners, B, cattle ranchers, C, urban merchants, D, religious officials.
A. Plantation owners.
That
Correct.
is absolutely correct, 100%. Yeah, in the South, they had the most power. Really drove things down there. Excellent job. So that's 5 points for Molina Middle School. LBV, it's your turn. Go ahead and spin the wheel. And we've got a wild turn question for LBV Middle School. All right, and this is going to be, like I said, 10 points. It's going to be a difficult question. Let's see what we've got. This is going to be another social studies question, but it's going to be a hard one. It's going to be a hard question. So listen very, very carefully to Ms. Garcia as she asks you the following question. Go ahead.
Social studies question. Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address is similar to the Declaration of Independence in that both documents, A, include descriptions of laws which should be passed, B, emphasize the need for effective government, C, support the ideals of self-government and human rights, D, justify the need for economic change.
Okay, so the question is, which of those would indicate the similarities between the Gettysburg Address and the Declaration of Independence? One of those choices identifies a similarity between those two documents.
I believe it's C. Support the ideals of self-government and human rights.
You're absolutely correct. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good analysis. Good analysis of it. Very good. So that's 10 points for LBV Middle School. Molina Middle School, it's your turn. Go ahead and spin the wheel. All right, we almost got to wild turn, but nope, it's another math question. Another math question from Molina Middle School for 5 points. And there's going to be, it looks like a number line there, so you're going to want to pay close attention to that. Whoop, I gave it to you upside down. Sorry about that. And listen carefully to Ms. Garcia as she asks you the following math question. Go ahead.
So here's your math question. You will see the line there represented. Which of the following inequalities represent the graph? A, -1 is greater than or equal to x, which is greater than or equal to 4. B, -1 is less than or equal to x, but also less than or equal to 4. C, -1 is less than x, x is less than 4. Or D, -1 is greater than x, x is greater than 4.
Which of those inequalities represent the graph that you are looking at there in the question? Only one of those is the correct answer.
B.
That is right. That is right. Good job. Good job. All right. So 5 points for Molina Middle School. LBV, it's your turn. Go ahead and spin the wheel. Another wild turn question. Another wild turn question for LBV Middle School. And here you go. Here you go. Go ahead and answer the following question. Pay close attention. And Ms. Garcia will ask you the question. Go ahead.
Another social studies question. After the American Revolution, most northern state constitutions called for A. Universal suffrage for citizens. B. The gradual elimination of slavery. C. The adoption of a state religion. D. An abolition of state property taxes.
What is the correct answer? After the American Revolution, most northern state constitutions called for one of those choices. Was it universal suffrage for citizen, the gradual elimination of slavery, adoption of a state religion, or abolition of state property taxes?
D.
D is incorrect. D is incorrect. Molina Middle School, what is the correct answer?
B.
B is
indeed
correct.
the correct answer. Northern states wanted to get rid of slavery. Northern states wanted to get rid of slavery. All right, so that is 10 points for Molina Middle School, and it's your turn. Go ahead and spin the wheel. And another wild turn question for Molina Middle School for 10 points. And let's see what subject area we get this time. This is going to be math this time. You're going to get a math question this time. And this is going to be a difficult one for us to read to you. But you guys look really, really, really smart. And I think that y'all will be able to figure this one out. So I'm gonna do the best I can to try to read this, okay? So we have a kind of a fraction there. We want to evaluate 3 plus m over m minus 2 over 2 minus m over m, looks like a divided by sign, or is that a plus sign? Divided by sign, I think. 3 for m equals 3. The choices are A, negative 36, B, negative 1, C, 0, or D, 36. And I believe that the one on the bottom is actually a plus sign. I'm sorry about that. So 3 plus m over m minus 2 divided by 2 minus m over m plus 3 for m equals 3. What is m? We want to find m.
B. -1.
That is incorrect.
I would like to say A, negative 36.
Negative 36 is the correct answer. Negative 36 is the correct answer. Awesome job. Honestly, I wouldn't even know where to begin on that one. That was great. Good job. Good job on that one. All right, and it's LBV's turn to spin the wheel. Go ahead. All right, now we got science. And have you guys really excited? I guess you like science more than you like social studies.
I do, actually.
He does actually. See, I guess that one right. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Here's your science question. Let's go ahead and get these unfolded for you and follow along with Ms. Garcia as she asks you the following science question. Go ahead.
All right, this is science question. Which list of characteristics describes organisms classified as animals? A, unicellular, prokaryotic, autotrophic. B, multicellular, eukaryotic, heterotrophic. C, unicellular, eukaryotic, heterotrophic. Or D, multicellular, eukaryotic, autotrophic.
B.
B is correct, yeah. Multicellular is kind of a dead giveaway. That kind of boils it down to two of those answers, right? Very good. All right. So LBV gets 5 points. Molina Middle School, it's your turn. Spin that wheel. All right, here we go. It's another math question. It's another math question for Molina Middle School. And is this a word problem? It is a word problem. So you're going to want to follow along very, very, very carefully with Ms. Garcia as she asks you the following. Go ahead.
Your math question. On his 18th birthday, Jace opens a savings account with an initial deposit of $720. The account earns 2% simple interest. If Jace does not make any additional deposits or withdrawals, what is the total amount that he will have in his account on his 21st birthday? A, $676.80. B, $741.60. C, $763.20. Or D, $777.60.
Okay. So on his 18th birthday, Jace opens a savings account with $720. The account earns 2% simple interest. If he doesn't make any deposits or withdrawals, how much money will be in that account when he turns 21? %2 simple. I think he got a better interest rate than the girl in the last question about bank accounts. Yep. But this one is 2% simple interest. For $720 on his 18th birthday, how much money will be in the account when he turns 21?
C.
C is correct. Wonderful. Yes, $763.20 will be how much he has on his 21st birthday if he doesn't touch that account. All right, now we're going to have another short break. You are watching Knowledge for College. Keep it right here.
Welcome back to a new school year filled with awesome sporting events and fine arts performances from all our schools.
While doing our best in sports and performing at the highest level is important for any young athlete, musician, or artist, don't forget the reason why you're in school.
Concentrating on academics will not only set you up for a brighter future after graduation, it will also give you the knowledge you need to be successful in life. So remember, learn today, lead tomorrow.
You've been watching Knowledge for College, a game of knowledge and learning featuring some of our best and brightest students here at UISD. We would like to thank our contestants from Molina Middle School and Lamar Bruni Vergara Middle School for joining us today. And of course, we want to thank our guest host, Miss Anel Garcia, English Language Arts Coordinator, secondary level, I should say, from our Curriculum and Instruction Department here at UISD. What did you think of our game show today?
It was amazing. Very talented students. It was a great pleasure to be here.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. We've got a very, very smart bunch this time, as we always do. So don't forget to watch Knowledge for College and all of our other fine programming on this and other local TV stations. We'll see you next time on Knowledge for College. Let's say goodbye, everybody.